Okay, I just want to have an experience what I got with the state hospitals in South Africa, and also I started in 2019. I, I was cutting grass and things like this, and the night there was my lymph nodes was swelling this side and swelling that side, and I was starting worried because it's a while that my lymph nodes every time was swelled up and stuff, and then I went to a doctor. Okay, I went to the state hospital, and I went to the doctor and I tell him, listen, I'm a bit worried about my lymph nodes because sometimes it's swelled up and then it's swelled up, and somewhere for a week or two they swelled up, and it's going on for about 6 months already like this. So I was quite concerned there's maybe something wrong, and I went to the doctor, complained with the doctor, and the doctor says, okay, don't worry, gave me medication, and he said come back in 2 weeks time. I went there, and that was 2019. So then I went back in 2 weeks time to the doctor. I said my lymph nodes you can feel it also a little bit. This side is a bit, swelled up, and that side swollen. My throat was a bit sore. So he explained to me there's a lot of viruses and all that thing goes around, and then I told the doctor, okay, all right, and he gave me medications for lymph nodes medications, Predicons or something like that. And okay, I was happy. The doctor says it's not something. Then I went another 2 3 weeks, a month, and I tell him, listen here, doctor, there's a problem. There's still my sore throat. I get sore throat, and my lymph nodes as well. Says, okay, what are you going to do? They're going to do a further investigation and send me to OPD. And I went to OPD in, like I said, another 2 weeks, and I get my appointment. And the doctor sent me to get the ultrasound scan. I went inside her, and I came back, and the doctor said, don't have to worry, there's infections in the throat. Okay, and they actually gave me this that I must look. That was the results I was getting there, and it says previous infections, and it says there underneath for further investigations. Okay, so I was happy. I didn't actually understand what they say. This is the scans I had there. As you can see, I had my scans. He said, I don't have to worry. There's a bit swelled up on the right side and the left side. And there's superior's infections, they say. Okay, so fine. But it says there underneath, especially in words, that it says for further investigations. So he didn't actually explain to me there, but it says on the thing there. So I was, like this was a different word that they say for the meaning of that is medical terms, that they must investigate further. So I didn't worry. Okay, and then the COVID came and all those things, and as I get a COVID injection, my throat was very, very sore, and it was for a week like that, and 2 weeks like that. Then I went to the doctor, and went to hospital, and went to the doctor, and I told him, listen, my throat, I can't swallow properly, nothing. I said, okay, he's going to give me medications. There's a lot of things that go to COVID and that, and I said, okay, fine. I took the medications, and then after 6 months, I went back there and said, listen, my throat is the whole thing. This can't be COVID, or this can't be. And they said, okay, this infections is like everybody's getting it now, and all these things can be a side effect of the injection of the COVID vaccine. Okay, so he went there, and he said I must come back later on again. And then I went back later on. That was, I think, 2022, the December. I went there back to the OPD, or to the doctor. He sent me to the OPD. Went to OPD. He said, okay, they're going to give me medications. I must come back in 2 weeks' time. I went back in 2 weeks' time to the doctor on Frontier. And Frontier, they call the hospital Frontier in Queenstown. So then I went, and I told them, listen here, my throat is a long time now like this. I want to know what's going on. And then they tell me, okay, I must come 2 weeks back. Okay, and that's now about 2 months from the first time that I went to this Frontier to a doctor, maybe 2 years, 3 years, but just after I got the vaccine, it came worse. So the doctor tell me the 2 weeks I come back, then the doctor say, okay, they're going to do a barrel swallow for me, and that will see if there's anything on my neck or whatever it is. So I did that, And then 2 weeks I come back, they say, sorry, the machine is broken that be done there, they couldn't do it for me, but they will make an appointment for another 2 weeks. Okay, so I went back in 2 weeks, that is about 3, 4, 5 months already. And then the doctor told me actually the doctor is not there, is not available, they're looking for another doctor to do this, the radiologist or something. He wasn't there, they're looking for some. Then another 2 weeks till a month. Okay, then I came back, they make appointment with me. Then they told me, okay, that the strikes was there that time and everything, the hospital, nobody could get the hospitals, okay, that's not their fault. They said, okay, no, fine, give me another 2 weeks onto that. And now I was getting a little bit frustrated because the throat was hurting the whole time, and it's when I swallow, the things get stuck. And I went to the doctor again, said, listen, the food now gets stuck in my throat. And it is rice, it's not, it's stuck there. And she said, okay, she thinks now what it is, that she thinks is my stomach. I must check my stomach. I complain about my throat. I told them there is something stuck in my throat. So she says, okay, she's going to send me to somebody to check my stomach. So there was some problems with the machines or cameras, and they told me, listen here, we're going to send you to East London. So I went to East London, in Frere Hospital in South Africa. I went there, it's a state hospital. So they came there, they put me on my side, they put a camera into my stomach, and they discovered there was a small blood clot that was there in the stomach. Okay, so they explained to me this is how GERD starts, the pushing up the acids and stuff, push it up, and some bacteria and all those things that is causing it. So they gave me some medicines to kill this bacteria, and say once it's killed and all those things, it will, the feelings will be better, and that is what the reason I feel like something gets stuck in my throat. So I was very happy. I said, yeah, I can trust the doctors, everything, I know what the problem is. So they gave me medicines for a month and something. After a month, a week after that, yeah, man, there's a problem. Because my throat is still, when I swallow, I feel like something is stuck in me. Then I went to them and I told them, okay, what starts, when I eat something hard now, it starts bleeding in my mouth. So I spit blood. Then I went to the doctor and I told the doctor this. So he tells me, okay, what do they think is happening? Maybe that thing went open in the stomach, and maybe there's a construction in my pipe. So I told them, okay, doctor, let's do that. And then I went back to Fantry in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and that was about 7 months already. But I start from the first time I told him there's something in my throat, not in my stomach, not in my knee, not in my head, not in my ears, not in my toes. There's something wrong in my throat. Okay. So I went to it, they checked my stomach out, everything. They said there's no obstructions in my pipe, and my stomach is 100%, so there's nothing wrong. So but you get GERD that's doing this, and you'll feel that something gets stuck in your throat. So I went back to the doctor. The doctor said, okay, now we know what it is. I must be careful what I eat, acids I eat, and all the kind of food I must eat, because that's the cause of it. So I said, okay, that's the problem. Okay, the doctors told me that's a problem. Okay, so who am I to go against a doctor? You know, the special doctor that got training for all these things. So then I went back to them because I started bleeding, you know, every time I spit blood. So I went back to them. So this thing is causing blood coming more every time I take it, and it stuck. And now the rice that comes out is not fine. So when it goes in the stomach, the acid eats and comes out, it will not be solid, it's like water, but this thing is solid. So I took my finger and I pressed everywhere I could, and I feel this thing, there's a lump, funny bloody things in my throat. So I went back to the doctor. I said, doctor, there's something, I can take my finger and I can feel it on my left side. There's something there, it's like a lump. So the doctor said, okay, I must come back, and she's going to send me to throat specialist, not a stomach specialist, not an ear specialist, not a head specialist, not a tone specialist, but because I complain about my throat. That is about 9 months. 9 months they keep on telling me that the stomach, this and this, but I complain about my throat. Okay, and then when I went to OPD again, the doctor came down from East London. Okay, there was 40 patients there, and the doctor told me, okay, sit. I said, what's the problem? I explained to her, I think there's something stuck in my throat. So she said, are you a new patient because your files say you've never been here, everything? So no, the thing in the frontier, what happens, their files, every week they got another different file, the files disappear, there's a big problem with the files, and the doctors can't do they work if they don't see the patient's history. So I've got about 9 files already that disappear, and every time the doctor can't see. And then I explained to her, and she said, yes, she's very frustrated. She comes from East London, she doesn't like to be in this hospital because the files disappear, and she can't, and the instruments is not there, and there's always, the machine is broken. So I explained to her, what must I do now? She said, okay, what's she going to do? She's not going to let me waste my time more in the frontier. She's going to send me to Frere for an NT, it's an ENT, that's a ear, nose and throat specialist. So thank you very much, I was very glad. And then 2 weeks after that, I went to East London. I came in East London, I explained to him the whole thing that came more than a year. I'm trying to tell them there's something in my throat, there's a problem in my throat, not in my stomach, not in my ears, not in my head, not in my toes. But from the beginning, about a year and a half or a year and 2 months, I explained to the doctors, is something in my throat. There's a problem in my throat. So then the doctor came there, he sat me down. First what he does is, he say, okay, did you ever do a camera? Did you do any CT scans or anything? Any scans? I said, no, they never do a CT scan. They never do anything except a ultrasound a few years ago. And they say, always the machine is broken and everything like that. So they never check a power of swallow, they never do that. So the doctor said, okay, let me see. And he took a camera and he took it through my nose and he said, I don't know, like what I'm seeing. So my eyes was going crazy. What do you mean, doctor? He said, what he's going to do is going to take a biopsy, a small biopsy right there. And he took it, he opened my mouth and he took a small piece of this lump that's in my throat, not in my stomach, not in my ears, not in my head. So then I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me, okay, they're going to send it in for testing. Okay, 2 weeks after that, that is about nearly a year after that. So then I went, and I came back. Doctor said, listen here, we're not 100% what is going, because the results is inclusive. They can't really see or say 100% is it cancer or not cancer. So then the surgeon walked past there and he called the surgeon in, and the surgeon go there and he take a glove and he feels a lump there, and then he took a small mirror and he checked the small mirror inside, and he said immediately 2 weeks from now we can make a booking for you, must get biopsies and you must get a needle biopsy that we can be 100% what's going on, because to him it doesn't look good. So 2 weeks after that I came, and the doctor told me, sorry to tell you, and that you got cancer, and it is a cancer of the back of the tongue, the base of the tongue, and it is they call it a SCC. So the word is, and then what happened there is, as I was got a biopsy, I was lying there. And I took the file. I'm not supposed to take the file. I took the surgeon's file and I took photos of it. And I captured it, and I kept quiet about it, put the file back. I took my file and captured it, because in front here we always lose the files. So I start doing that, capture everything they give me. And then before I got the results, I went to go check, and I saw there that says there, as I did the biopsy, that it's this tumor is invasive, and it is 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters. They never told me nothing. They just had this in the files. So I saw this and I started researching on the internet. What is this invasion? Scum something SCC, and 4 centimeters, and all these things. And I saw also by the surgeons, they say it was 4A NOMO. So I couldn't understand because they didn't say, what stage I am, they didn't say what was going. All they say is I must go for treatment. No, that's before. Then I went and they gave me results. Say, sorry, you got cancer, and you're going to go to the colony side, the cancer side, and there they will tell you what treatment you're going to get, but it would probably be radiation and maybe combined with chemo. So now I sit there. They don't explain me what really radiation is. They don't explain me what is going to happen to me. But the cancer side, I thought, let's go to the cancer side. They will explain everything for me. But then I researched on the internet. I said, if I get chemo, what side effects is it, and what actually what is the meaning of everything they say. So I went there to the doctors there, and they say, okay, they're going to book me for a mask and stuff. I'm going to get radiation and chemo. But the doctor told me it's not going to be so strong, and the radiation is going to be so high, so I don't have to worry too much. And then I went for the mask. They booked me for a mask 2 weeks after that. It's now a year and something. So I asked the lady there, as she was doing the mask, because I saw the person that was in charge, and then this was a teaching, because it's a teaching hospital. She teach this woman, but she walked away as she did the mask on. And the mask was very tight on me, and because I was afraid I'm going to cough, and she put the mask on, and it was getting harder and things like this, and it's actually pushing against my throat. So I explained to her, I think it could push about my throat, and I was afraid if I cough or sneeze or something, and then I won't be able to get out there because they pin you down on a table with screws and things like that. And then as you put the mask on, it got hard and stuff, I start coughing, and then the mask moved. So I told her, I was sitting there, so I asked her, listen, what is my stage? Because I did a CT scan at that moment. So what is my stage, and can you tell me how big is my tumor? She got no idea how big it is, and the results is going to go to the doctor, and the doctor see the CT scanner to make a planning for me. They're going to plan, the planning they did with the planning team and all those things. And then I asked, listen, can I go see the doctor? And I went to the doctor, and there's a lady doctor there, and she sat there, and I asked her, listen, can you explain to me what are you going to do to me, and can you explain me what stage I am, and can you explain to me what the treatment's going to be? So she said, okay, they're going to give you radiation, sir. You mustn't worry much about that, because and I also, can I eat? Will I be able to eat and drink? She said, no, you'll be able to eat. All you do is just put a little spray in your throat. And on the papers, as they saw that, I saw in the papers there, because I took the file and I took photos again from the file, from the cancer department, and I saw there a radical chemo radiation and advanced tumor. So I said, what is this radical tumor? And I researched on the internet. It says it's a high dosage of radiation and chemo together. And as soon as you get the radiation and chemo together, or I Google it, okay, then it says there it's giving the side effects of the chemo is going to be doubled, and the radiation side effect will be doubled. And also the most people, then I went to investigate and talk everything about most people, is that after 3 weeks you start in your saliva glands, you lose that, your taste you lose, and also most of the people can't eat or drink. So then they put a tube inside you, and they call it a peg. So I look at all these things. Now I want to confirm this by this doctor. So I went to the lady doctor. I asked her, please, can you tell me, can you just ease that I know what's going to happen? Can you tell me the side effects of what treatment you're going to give me? So she told me, no, radiation you're going to get, and you will be able to eat, you'll be able to swallow, you're just going to put spray in it if you can't properly, and just basically eat. So after she explained to me this, I said, what is the stage, doctor? What stage? How big is the thing? How fast is it growing? What grade is it? What stage is it? She said, man, when you come for the radiation that day, they will tell you everything. What stage are you? What grade are you? All those things. So I look at her like this, because so far they haven't told me nothing, and they never took any CT scans from the 1 year and stuff. They never took no scans. not even in Frontier Hospital or in Frere. So I don't know, I was very confused because what I see by the internet and I saw by other people, they take scans and they take, CT scans and that is PET scans and all those things they do to see firstly if you got cancer. And then from there they take biopsies and then they do all these things. And now sitting in front of the doctor, so I asked her, she told me these things, what she told me and what I've been Googling and hear from other people is not what she's telling me. So now I'm worried about the mass that's going to move. Okay, I'm worried about the people that's there that don't actually telling me or they actually don't know. The doctor don't know actually what she's saying. So I'm because this is a teaching hospital. So my worries at the moment is, as I am there, am I going to cough out? The mask going to go? They're going to maybe radiate a different piece because this must be a very accurate thing. And also the chemo is going to be, I think it's 36 radiation and 6 chemo over, I think a month or 6 weeks. So now I'm sitting with a problem. I can't, and this thing is growing very fast. I can feel it going by my tongue, and not in a month, goes up to my tongue and goes, and it's actually starting to obstruct my breathing. So I sit with this predicament as I can't go for a second opinion. I don't know how fast this thing is growing. They don't give me enough information. What must I do? What must the state hospitals? I don't know what is going on in South Africa. And I actually said, must I go do the treatment? Must I leave it? If I leave it, the thing is going to grow to my lymph nodes because it hasn't grown to my lymph nodes because I saw on there that says there 4A NO MO in advance. So what? I don't know what to do. I don't know how I can trust these doctors. Are they going to damage me forever? Because there's teaching hospitals and they're teaching the people like we're going to be like guinea pigs. So anybody can give me advice or just say what I must do. Must I go for this treatment? Must I? What actually I must do? Because it's a very confusing thing, like I say, in the state hospitals. And what they told me in the private hospitals is different. I don't know. Okay, so if anybody can advise, I would really appreciate it. Thank you.